Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Dose. My name is Maddie, and I'm one of the ministers here at Calvary. We're so glad that you could join us today as we talk about canceling our enemies. Well, if you know anything about me, you know that I love Bible camp. Bible camp has been a huge part of my story, and I just think that my camp experiences and the kids I've interacted with at camp, they have taught me so much about my faith. And one of my favorite parts of the week at Bible camp, we take the kids out to the Low Ropes Challenge course. The Low Ropes Challenge course, it's a bunch of obstacles that are on the ground or just like a couple feet off of the ground. And as a team, you work together to do challenges like get yourself from one tree to another tree using this wire, or swing from one platform to another platform and get your whole team across. It takes things like leadership and communication and listening, really good skills that you can use to promote teams within your cabin groups, right? It's a really great experience. Well, one summer I had a cabin of middle school girls, and all week long they could not get along. They didn't agree on anything. They didn't agree on what sports they liked or what sports teams were the best ones. They didn't agree on what kind of toothpaste they used. They didn't agree on where to sit at lunch. They couldn't agree on anything. And as we approached the time of the week where we were going to take them out to the ropes course, I was really nervous. I had no idea how it was going to go, and I was afraid it was going to go poorly. Well, we get out to the ropes course, and it started to go as I expected. There was lots of bickering, there was lots of whining, there was pouting, there was even some tears. It was not going well. Well, in the middle of one of the elements, I noticed a shift. Suddenly, they were acting more like a team and less like enemies. Suddenly, they were working together instead of fighting against each other. I was amazed. And at the end of the day during devotions, I asked them to reflect on that time. I said, when we were out at the ropes course today, things weren't going so hot. But then as we continued from element to element, things got better. We started working more as a team. What do you think changed? One of the girls in my cabin, she raised her hand. She goes, I know exactly what changed. And she said this. She said, while we were on one of the elements, I was feeling so frustrated. I was so frustrated because Emily and I could not get along, and we kept arguing, and I was getting so frustrated that I was coming to tears. And so I decided to pray, because what we had been talking about all week at Bible camp, our theme was pray always and in all ways. So she said, so I prayed, and I prayed that Emily would see it my way and that we would do it my way. I prayed that Emily would give up her idea and do what I wanted. And as I was praying that prayer, I realized somewhere in my heart of hearts that that is not the prayer that I wanted to pray. So instead, I prayed for our team. Instead, I prayed that I would see it Emily's way, and I did. So I said, Emily, why don't we give your idea a go? And lo and behold, it worked, and we all accomplished the goal. And on the next element, Emily said, why don't we give your idea a go? And it worked, and we worked together as a team. Wow, we 12-year-olds have a lot to teach us, don't they? How many times can you think of where you've done the exact opposite, where you've been in conflict with someone, and instead of trying to see it their way, instead of maybe praying for them, instead of trying to see where we meet up, instead of where we disagree, you've dug your heels in. You've put up walls. You've said, you're wrong and I'm right. Or maybe you've gone behind their back and looked for solidarity on your side, right? It's you versus them, and there's no gray area. You see, cancel culture, as we understand it, says that when someone is our enemy, when someone says something that we don't agree with, when someone does something that wrongs us, when someone doesn't look or think like we do, when someone is our enemy, it's so easy to just cancel them, to toss them aside, to toss out their influence on us, to get them out of our life. When it comes to abuse or other harmful behavior, maybe this is the best option. But when it comes to just general conflict in our lives, cancel culture cancels so much more than just our disagreements. Cancel culture cancels our connection, our ability for empathy and compassion, mercy, forgiveness, love. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I don't like that man very much. I think I need to get to know him better." And I think he's on to something. You see, Jesus says in Matthew 5:44, he says, "But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you." You see, Jesus calls us to love our enemies. Love them and pray for them. And not just pray that they see things your way or do what you want, but really pray for them and their whole being and your relationship together. Because then God's voice enters in. You see, by praying for our enemies in this way, we don't cancel the voices of our enemies. We add God's voice. And God can soften our hearts and inspire love between all people in a way that we can't do on our own. And this is how we really cancel our enemies. Thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Dose today. If you're watching on Facebook, would you go ahead and like and share this post so that others can join in with us? If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe bell so that you can stay in tune with what we're doing here at Calvary. And if you're watching on cable access, we're so happy that you joined. Would you consider asking a friend to join you for the rest of the week as we talk about what Jesus has to say about cancel culture?
Fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet sung by flaming tongues above. Praise the mount I'm fixed upon it, mount of thy redeeming love. Oh, to grace, how great a debtor daily I'm constrained to be. Let thy goodness like a fetter bind my wandering heart to thee. Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, Lord, take and seal it for thy courts of love.
Above all else, I adore your name. Above all else, tune my heart to sing your praise. Above